These are our tools that we learned in color. Now, when I work with color, I like to have 3 windows open. I like to have my swatch. I like to have my color window open, of course. Now, the color, we want to be on CMYK because we are. Oh, let's see. I'm going to make a shape first. We'll start with a square. We want to be on CMYK because that is the print color coding system that we're going to use. If yours just looks like this, then you need to just show your options. So you can just randomly grab stuff from here, woohoo! But if you want to know more details, you can go to Show Options. You can also do the complement. Invert means complement, so complementary colors if you want to figure out what the complementary color to the color that you chose, so the color directly across, you can either go to this window and choose complement, or you can go here and you can go to complementary up there, and that will show you the complement as well. So the color picker is where we can get super specific about the colors that we want. We double click here. And in the color picker, hue means the color pulled directly from the color wheel. So this is where we select our hue on this slider. So anywhere from orange to green. And then here is where we pick our value and saturation. So if we want to have a highly saturated color, that would be at our top right corner. That's as high saturation as you can get for this color, for this hue of green. But when we drift down diagonally to the left towards gray, this is when we lose saturation, so we can get lighter, low saturation over here, and a little darker, low saturation over here. If you want to choose shades or tints, so if you want to make a dark green or a light green, to make a tint, you move towards white. Now that's too light. There's a tint, so that's a sort of minty green. If I want a shade that's darker, so this would be all the way black, but as I pull up here, we get different greens. I like to have the color guide window open as well, because here, if you choose your hue, if you choose your hue here, that's the hue of the blue that I want to choose. If I want some tints, I can just choose them right from here. If I want some shades, I can also choose them from here. So this is adding black, this is adding white. There's also built-in color theory here. So we have complementary is right at the top. You can go to analogous, and analogous colors, again, are 3 colors on the color wheel. So let's actually just go through the vocabulary here. All right, I'm going to make this, my favorite color is red-orange. So we're going to go with that. Yeah, pretty. Okay, I like that. All right, there is my yellow-orange. So beautiful. I'm going to hold Option and Shift and make a couple more boxes here. Now, here's my hue. A tint would be a lighter version of that hue. So if I go right here, here's my hue, and there's a tint of it. Select my hue here. If I want a shade, so it looks like there's a shadow cast on it, there we go. Getting brown. If I want to have the highest saturation possible, I would double click here and make sure that my selector is all the way up in the top corner, so it's only a tiny bit of a change. And double click here to get lower saturation. I'm going to pull it from over here, and it looks pretty brown. That will tend to happen with warm colors. If I want to have, so I'm holding Option and Shift, and I'm pulling another square over. If I want to find the complement of this, so that's our highest contrasting relationship, I can go here. Oh, wait, we want to choose this. Sorry, when you're using your color guide, you want to make sure that the swatch in the left-hand side is the color you're choosing. So if I go up here, complementary color would be this. Beautiful. And then if I'm going to do that again, I'm holding Option. Oh, no, I don't want to make that rounded. Option and Shift. Well, actually, I'm going to do it over here. So I'm making a couple more to make an analogous set, and analogous colors are next to each other on the color wheel. So you can refer to your color wheel, or you can go in your color theory box and go to analogous. And then I can just choose, I like the look of that one, and I like the look of that one. There we go. And there's some analogous colors. Swatches is another window. So to remind you about swatches, where are you? There. Oh, no, not symbols. We don't want you. Sorry, no offense. So swatches is a preset group of colors that is selected by Illustrator. It's just sort of basic colors. But if you make or select a color that you really like, you can add it to your swatches, so you can always go back to it. So here, I actually love this color. So I am going to drag it from my fill over here. I'm just going to pull it right over to my swatch. Boop, and there, it appears there. So now for the rest of the time that I'm doing this activity, I will have access to that color if I want it. And you can do that with any color. You can also press Add Swatch, and whatever color is highlighted at that point, it'll make a swatch of that. So that just gets added in here. Let's see, gradient is our final thing that we learned about in color. Gradients are fun, and gradients basically are just colors that, it's the blending and transition between colors. So I'm going to choose this guy right here, and I'm going to open my gradient window. All right. So I just selected a regular linear gradient. That means it goes from one color transitions into another. And right now our two colors are black and white. I don't want black and white. I want this pink color for one of them. So I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to drag that away because I don't want that anymore. And I can pull another color in. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, yeah, wee. And I can pull another one in. I'm going to take the white out because I don't want that. So to get it away, I just pull it off. And then you can move your sliders so that you get more of one color or the other. Like this. You can also change the saturation of these things. So if you want to choose a color and make that opacity, say, 60. Now, Now you can't really tell here. You can only see on this, but if we were to put this over something that was colored, you'd be able to see that here the opacity is off. We can start to see stuff through it. So I could do this side too. Let's make this opacity 60% too. Ooh. And I can slide this. So you can really mess a lot with layering, layering things underneath. And let's make this one, I don't know, 20. Oh, that's crazy. So we'll make this more. So you can start to add some really interesting things here with opacity, with gradient, and really make some original looking things with that. Make this a little bit smaller. Oh, no, not that. If I really, If I really like that gradient, I can also drag that into swatches too. The only gradient you can't add into swatches is if you do a freeform. So the freeform is sort of like tie-dye, and it allows you to pull all sorts of different colors on the thing that you're working on. It's really cool, but you can't save a freeform gradient. You can only save a linear, which is by line, or a radial, which is a circular gradient. So that's that, and I believe those are all our color tools that you learned. So the hue is the color pulled from the color wheel. Its complement is the color opposite it on the color wheel. We have tints, which are lighter versions, shades, which are darker versions. The highest saturation on your color picker is in the top right corner. As you drift towards gray, we get lower saturation. If you start in that top corner and go to the left, we're getting tints. And if you start in that top right corner and go down, you will get shades. Oh, we don't want that.